What's up, everybody? Welcome to South Beach Strategy. Today we're sitting with a good friend of mine, Mr. Lee, a powerhouse in the media world, one of the producers of Drink Champs.
Thank you for having me.
And I've known you for a long time from the business world.
Yeah, from the luxury rental business.
And I was surprised when I found out about what you do with Drink Champs. So that's why I wanted to interview you and get behind the details of where how you got into that. What were you first, an entrepreneur or you were in the media business?
I was a promoter.
A promoter?
Yeah. Started promoting in New York, 96, 97. I was doing party for a couple of friends of mine. Actually, the way I got into the club business, part promoting, we used to go to this event on Sundays, to this club named Latin Quarters. So we used to go all the time, every Sundays, me and all my friends from Broadway. I'm from New York, uptown. So one day I go up and I walk up to the entrance. They used to let me, go right in, straight up the stairs. It was in the second floor. So one day the doorman goes to me, he says, such and such, like the promoter said that the guy was throwing the party. He said, I got to charge you now, Lee. I said, me? Pay? You crazy? So I called a friend of mine that he got banned from his parties for fighting or something. I don't know. He just got banned from the club. So he said, yo, Ray, where you at? And he said, I'm at this play named System. Come down. I think Bill Spector, Bill Spector?
Yeah, of course, Bill.
Him,
Shout out to
Frank,
Bill.
Yeah. A couple of people used to do that party. It's called the club named System in LA, downtown, like 11th Street and 3rd Avenue. So I was like, yo, I'm going to come through. So I came through. And the party was lit. It was a hip-hop party, but like a nice mix. So we by the bar, and JC and a couple other people was there, and Jay passes me a black label. We by the bar. So my boy goes, wait a minute. And he grabs the drink, because Jay's buying the drink, my boy's here, and I'm here. So he passes Jay, he goes like this, and he grabs it, he goes, oh no, that's for Playboy. So he goes, he goes, you know what, keep it. I'll get him another one. He said, yo, how the fuck Jay knows what you drink? I was like, from the block, like, we know each other. Like Jay wasn't, he was still Jay, but not Jay now.
Right.
So I was out from the block. I know him from, like, uptown. He says, all right, cool. So then a couple other people were saying what's up to me in the club, just regular people. So he was like, dang, I thought you only knew, like, people from uptown, from our crowd, from the people that goes out to our, the event that we always go. I said, nah, I know a couple of people. She said, man, you should do party with me. I was like, yeah, that should work. That's, how it works. She said, put it this way. How you feel about partying, meeting chicks, and getting paid? I'm like, sounds like a plan to me. I was going to school. I was going to college. I wanted to become an FBI agent for homicide. I like to figure shit out. So I was like, man, that sounds like a plan. Make money, meet bitches and why? Have fun? Yeah, let's go. Said, look, I'm doing this boat party. The name of the boat is Queens of Heart. The budget $6,800, I think it was. It's between me and George Skin Dip. And Georgie was Serious Entertainment. So, that we split it between the three of us, and that's it. And then we sell tickets. And if you sell tickets, then you can do that. So I gave it a shot. So we did a party. We did a split. Boom, I took like 200 tickets. I sold 150 tickets like right away. So one of them, a friend of mine named Chris Green Eyes, he bought a few of them. He bought a lot of them because it was his birthday party. So then the day of the party, we there. Even the feds was there watching my boy. So the manager of the boy goes, I said, listen, I got a whole list. I need Dom Perignon, Realize, Hennessy. Like, I'm giving the list of the bottles that I need. So he goes, wait a minute, we don't sell bottles yet. We only sell drinks. We was like, what, you crazy? I got 20 bottles already Dom Perignon ordered by my boy, Chris. And he goes, nah, you know what? Put it this way. Go to BJ's, buy your own bottle, take your own risk, invest your money, bring it in however you want to bring it in. I didn't see anything. I'm not saying anything. So, perfect. We went to Jersey, bought all the bottles, came back, we sold everything. I made $12,000. Each of us made $12,000. I was like, wait a minute, $12,000 in 4 hours? And I'm having fun? I was like, what the fuck? And my boy Ray goes, see, I told you, you can do this. Do you want to do more party? I said, yeah, I'm down. I said, yo, I'm starting the Saturday party. So we started that party, also in downtown in New York, Manhattan. And then we did the second party. The first one was on May 1st, 97, I think. May 1st, 97. And then the second one, I think it was 4th of July. Then I had Jay come through. My boy Biggs, his partner, or ex-partner or whatever. But Biggs, which also works with us on Drink Champs, I called and said, yo, I got this boat party, come through. So he came through, he saw like all the girl that was in the party. Was like, yo, he called JJ, yo, we got a party, you should come through. So Jay came through, he goes, hey, Playboy, I left the studio to come, fuck with you. I said, yeah, and I gave him a Dom Perignon. He popped that everybody wanted Dom Perignon after that. We saw all the bottles as well. And then from there he goes, yo, we should go to Miami, check out Miami. I was like, I ain't gonna go to Miami. I don't wanna go. Everybody, yo, let's go to Miami for Labor Day weekend or Memorial for Labor Day weekend. So we finally came. I was like, whoa, Miami. Reminded me of DR. And I was like, damn, this is like DR, but like in year 3000, which now is very advanced actually. And we started. I was back and forth. I was doing parties at Babalu's and BB King's. I was back and forth, New York, Miami, and one day I said, fuck New York. And I just stay here, and I just kept doing my parties here. But actually, I got into a fight right here in Opium with the doorman. I was playing with my boy, Light. We was coming from Nikki Beach. Those days, Nikki Beach, Nikki Beach used to be popping in Club Pearl. Upstairs, yeah. So we was going to Opium. Opium was Sundays. And he goes, you don't got the juice. I thought you had the juice. Why? And I grabbed the rope, but we just messing around. But we high, we smoking, drinking. So the doorman comes and pushes me out. I was like, why? And I turned around and I punched him. So the cop come and turned, why? I was like, oh shit. He was, oh, you gonna hit me too? I said, no, I'm sorry. I thought it was security. But I said, they locked me up. I said, fuck. I fucked up in Miami, the place I want to move sometimes. So after that, I come back for court, and my boy Phil, the mayor, he goes, man, since you're gonna be here for a couple of weeks, why don't you stay in my apartment and let's do this party, spring break. Let's do this party and go back to New York with money. Well, I said, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna be here for 2 weeks. We can start this, boom, boom. So we started doing these parties, and then I met the Clips. We booked the Clips for Thursday party. We used to call NBA Nothing But Ass. The NBA called and they were like, hey, you gotta change the name. And we had the logo, the NBA logo, but we had a chick. So the party was so great and it was such a successful party that even the NBA reached out. If you don't change that, we're gonna sue you because of the logo. I was like, fuck it, let's change it. But we kept doing it.
Even though it was a chick?
Yeah, we kept doing it, but and then call us again. I was like, I think it's getting kind of deep, man. We gotta get rid of the logo. So we changed the logo, but we just let NBA and then we put Nothing But Ass. Then I brought the Clips. Clips had grinding, and then we was like, yo, we gotta get those kids. So my man Pecas, that used to work for Arista, I reached out to him, yo, I need the Clips. And then Pecas, he was working on it, he just disappeared on me. I was like, what the fuck? And then I called my boy Evans, that he's from here too, Evans. You probably know him, Evans Haitian. So I was like, he had the contact, so he put us in contact. We brought the Clips. That party was a success. That was the first time the Clips were here in Miami. The first show, the first everything. So then I became tight with the Clips too, with Pusha and Malice. So to this day, we're still tight. And I just kept going. And then from there, I started like booking the same artists I was bringing down. Then after that, I would make so much money. And then my ex gave me an apartment. My boy gave me a car. I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to pay less than $2,000, like $1,500 with an apartment, car. And I'm paying $1,500 in New York. Fuck New York. I'm staying here. Yeah. So I never went back, and I just stayed here, and then I just kept doing the party, started meeting people, and from there, booking artists. I was already cool with Nori, so I started doing the luxury rental because of Carefree. When we first came down here, Rough Riders, they came there because I was cool with the Rough Riders too. So they had needed a house, they needed a van, they needed a bunch of stuff for I think it was 98. So I already knew Carefree. I knew Anthony from Carefree. And I was like, man, I need some.
More New Yorkers.
Yeah, exactly. More New York. I just reached out to him, and I told him, listen, I need this and this and this and that. And he was like, man, you know a lot of people. Why don't you just do this with me? I was like, I can't sit in the office and work like a 9 to 5. I said, nah, just get the client. You got the clientele, and you do the parties. Just I give you a commission, or I just give you a price, and you do your own price. I was like, all right, cool, fuck it. And I started doing it, and that's how I got into
the rentals.
The rentals.
Yeah. Anthony's my boy. I love Anthony.
Yeah,
Super good guy.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're you're an entrepreneur, you're doing parties, you're getting into the rentals, you're expanding your business.
Yeah, correct.
And that's going on for a while.
Yeah.
And then so how did Drink Champs come about?
Then Drink Champs.
Was that the first time you got into like that lane? Or did you do something before that?
Oh no, I was still doing parties, the luxury
Yeah, the
rentals.
parties, the rental, but I'm saying like anything like a podcast or in the media.
No,
or was that
I
the
was
first time
just-
you're like, let's just do this?
Yeah, and then I started a clothing line named Star Rock Clothing, and I started I wanted to do jeans actually, so I made a T-shirt. I wanted to do a T-shirt just to promote the name and get it out there. So a friend of mine, we talking, he's like, oh, you know what, I started a T-shirt line. Remember when we used to go graffiti and do art, you know? And this and that. I was like, yeah, you know, I do this. So he was doing. I said, man, I wanted to do the same, but I want to do jeans, and I want to promote. The way I want to promote is by making T-shirts first. But you know, your shit is cool, but mine, I just want cartoons and just like cartoonish, like, you know what I mean, like cartoons type. But I want my face in a cartoon, and he was nice drawing. She was like, oh, I can do that, you know. I said, all right, cool. He did one. I was like, change that, change this, change that. So I did the T-shirt, and I told my boy Groovy Lou, and he was big, small, stylist, everybody's stylist from like back in the days. And I showed him, I gave him like a markup. I said, oh, I'm trying to do this T-shirt. What you think? I said, yo, go ahead, make it, and just let me know. I got you. So I make him. I didn't make him, and he calls to do a video for Rick Ross and Wale and Meek Mill. She goes, yo, you give me some of the T-shirts so I can put it on Ross. I said, man, I haven't made them. He said, well, just grab some T-shirts, go to the print shop, and just make one and just bring it to me. Size 3XL or something like that, 4X for Ross. Couldn't find his size. So I just brought like whatever size I had, medium, large, 2Xs, 3Xs, just whatever. I brought it, and then Wale saw it. I said, damn, that shit is hard. He said, yeah, that's my boy's shit. I said, yo, I want to wear that, nobody else. So then Rua said, cool. Wale wore it, and then from there, like, people saw it, people started asking me. I started giving it away to a couple of people. Then I sold a whole bunch, and I was like, oh, shit, you know, this T-shirt shit works. Then I did another one for Biggie Small, the greatest. It was Biggie Small with glasses, and I put on the bottom, the greatest. I had something else. I had Freedom or something like that. And some kid, Dominican, with my own people, they try to hate on me. They're like, oh, this and that. And they try to tag Puff. They try to tag D-Rock and a couple of people like from the camp, like from Biggie's people. Like, they try to shut me down. So I was like, oh, they try
Freedom
to
was
hate
a
on me.
clothing line too? Freedom?
No,
What was that?
Freedom was just, but they supposedly they had a T-shirt with a bandana, kind of like the one I did with Biggie. It was a bandana. I send you the picture so you can have them. But I put Freedom, but I didn't know. I just told my graphic guy. I said, listen, I want a T-shirt, Biggie Small, bandana. I just gave him my idea, and he just was giving me different stuff. And I said, put Freedom, like Freedom, because you know he passed, and I wanted to do Tupac, Freedom, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like friends with some of his friends, and like, you know, I fuck with Biggie more. I said, you know what, I'm gonna do Biggie, then I do Tupac Freedom first or second. But I did Biggie, and I sent it to him. I said, yo, that's hard. So I'm gonna go with Biggie. So when I put it out I don't know, I think I put it on Facebook or something, and the guy saw it, he started hating, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna change the Freedom shit. So I'm like listening to Biggie Small music. I was, he goes, and the first song that I played was like, I'm the greatest. I was like, I said, hey man, change Freedom to greatest. So I changed it to greatest, and then I did it, And then they was still hating. They was still talking mad shit. I think it was Instagram was out. So they were talking mad shit, and then JC saw my boy Pecas again on the Magna Carta tour with JC and Kanye. So they saw that JC was seeing him wearing all my t-shirts, not just that one. So when he saw the Biggie one, he was like, "Oh, that's hard." I said, "Yo, where you getting all these t-shirts from? What's up?" He said, "Yo, that's from Lee, our boy Lee." He was like, "Yeah, yo, I need all of them. I got you." He was like, "Nah, I think he's gonna take care of you." So he calls me, yo, I promise you. When he calls me, I was like, he goes, Peck. I was in my house. He goes, Pecas calling me. I was just fucking, So he goes, Pecas calling me that JC wants my shit. And that's the second. I said, yo. I was like, what's up? And he said, yo, Jay wants your t-shirt. Greatest. Biggie Small. I was like, don't fuck with me. He's like, yeah, he does. I was like, stop fucking with me. He said, what do you mean? What's the problem? I was like, yo, I just thought about it. I said, yo, because he's calling me to tell me, yo, he wants my t-shirt. He goes, for real? I was like, yeah. But I was just, just whatever with my mind, just fucking with me. I was smoking. So he was like, yeah, but you know what? Just don't send a prepared package, a little nice box, and send him everything because he likes all of them. So I was like, all right, cool. Send it to the, I think it was the Rockefeller's office or to Def Jam. No, to Def Jam, to himself. So I was like, all right, cool. So then he calls me back like a couple of days later. He's like, yo. I was like, dang, what happened now? Like, don't tell me he don't want it. He goes, nah. He actually wants you to bring him to the concert. The one in Miami. It was at the Bank of America Stadium. I was like, really? I said, yeah. So I'm going to go over there. Boom, boom. I'm going to pick you up. It's me and you and my wife. And we're going to go over there and just bring it with you. So the minute we're walking into backstage, he sees me and says, oh, shit, what's up, play? I was like, yo, Pecas, don't tell him it's my shit. He was like, why not? He goes, nah, don't tell him it's mine. He's like, all right, cool. So the minute he saw Pecas, he was like, yo, where's my shit? He goes, man, he got it right here. I said, yo, I got you right here. Boom. He said, all right, cool. So we talking, we chopping it out. He's like, still don't know his mind. So I go to the inside the room. He's like, yo, give it to him in my room. So somebody was at the door. I think it was this boy that works for Puma. So Beyonce was inside. I left the thing on the couch, and I came out. So like 2 days later, I was like, man, we didn't even get. I was like, the same as the thing when we left the concert. I said, dang, I didn't even get a picture or anything with him. He said, I get one for you. I said, you know what? If it's man, it's man. The next day, he goes to Joey's in Wynwood. Back in the day, he wasn't Wynwood yet. But Joey was the Italian restaurant. Mm-hmm. So they snapping mad pictures. I guess Joey sent the paparazzi, so they took mad pictures. So then he goes the next day. The next day, my phone is going crazy. And so I was like, damn, what the fuck? I'm thinking something happened with my family. I said, damn, I don't even want to look at my phone. So then I'm nervous. Like, it was like 6 or 7 in the morning. I'm nervous. So I said, fuck it. Like 8 in the morning, I was like, fuck it. Whatever it is, God, you got me. So I took the phone. I was like, the fuck? Man, texting people, yo, Jay wearing your shit. Yo, Jay wearing your shit. My assistant, my staff. They was like, yo. I said, yo, get your ass over here right now. Go to the office. We gotta get take advantage. So we started promoting it, and blogs started taking and there was Instagram, and then I sold mad t-shirt from that, like right away. And then I was like, I tagged those people that were hating on me. I said, hey man, here, take this. So then they didn't say anything. They stayed quiet. So they were mad, comment, like talking shit about me. But some of them were like defending me and had my back. So I was like, yo, thank you to this person, and fuck you. I can
taking shots, yeah, of course. Bro.
Yeah, I was like, you're taking shots, whatever. So, and then 2 weeks later, Puff saw it, and Puff was like, yo, it's so Groove wearing, and then he saw Puff, Jay wearing, he was like, he told Groove, I said, yo, how the fuck I don't got that? That's my artist. So Groove said, yo, big homie wants the shit. I said, all right, cool. I sent him a red crew neck. Then he took a picture of himself. Somebody took a picture of him with Ross, like they were doing a video or something, like in the movie theater. And then he posted on Instagram and tagged me. I was like, now, like, I was like, dang, now talk that shit. The real, like, the real nigga that can vouch for it is wearing it and tag me. So I was just, I was just hating on them too. Not hating them, but I was like, just like prove a point. Like, you were hating, look, God got me. I after all that shit talking.
Facts.
After all that talking, all that shit y'all were talking. So then I kept doing that, and then moving on, my boy Ali, he's like, man, try to get some parties for Nori. And he's out there. I said, hey, let me try to get him some booking. So I got him some booking. So he kept, after that, he started asking me about, hey, who's in town? Like, who you got in your party? I said, I got Jay Cousin. He's hosting my party. I got this person. I said, what's up? I said, you need the number or you need what's up? You want to talk to him? I said, yeah, I need them for my show. I was like, for your show? I was like, all right, cool. I'm thinking that he's talking about performances, like a show, like a concert, something that he got. I was like, all right, cool. I'll get him for you. I'll put you in contact with whoever it is at that moment. So he called me another time. Hey, man, who you got in your club? Who you got in your parties? Boom, boom, boom. I need him for my show. He kept telling me, yo, come through. So I said, yeah, come through. But I was doing the party. I was doing the clothing. So I said, to go to the show, I'm not sure. So then, like, the third time that he asked me, I was like, yo, but what show you talking about? And he told me, it's my podcast. I said, podcast? What the fuck is a podcast? So he goes, you go to your iPhone. So I went to the iPhone. I went to the apps. And then when I saw the apps, I was like, oh, podcast? Some application that says a podcast. I said, yeah, open it. Boom, that's a podcast. That's what I'm doing.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. So I said, delete it. Try to delete it. I can't delete it. Exactly. That's what I'm doing. You got to come through. I said, come through. I was like, okay, something different. And so I came through, and I was like, oh, shit, this is fire. I said, dang, this is what, because when I first came to the United States, like in 88, something like that, my father had a video store. So in the video store, he used to go and do Sweet 16. Like, video store, it was like, videotape. Like, we used to rent videotape, like Blockbuster and all that stuff. So he used to go and film, like, do Sweet 16, record Sweet 16, weddings. So he had camera and all that stuff. But before that, he used to send me mad tape, like all the movies, like Scarface, all that shit. So I was like, man, I love this shit. This is what I always wanted to do, like movies and behind the scenes and camera. I said, yo, this is fire.
So where was the podcast at this time? Where was he shooting?
I don't remember where they were shooting, but they were shooting like different
locations. Different locations?
Yeah,
so
different
mobile?
locations. We just in the very beginning. So I was like, man, this is kind of fire. And I was like, all right, cool. I said, yo, you fuck with it? I was like, yo, I like it. So then I went back. Then the second time they were filming, I went to the next one. I was like, man, boom, boom. I started doing, like, giving ideas. He said, yo, we should do this, maybe we should do that. And then helping him with the artists getting out. Now I'm, like, excited. I said, I'm motivated. I said, I'm going to help him more. So this is fire. So whenever I had somebody come down, like any artist that I knew, or when I knew somebody was coming down, and I knew them personally or had their contact, yo, man, Nori got a show, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you should do it. It's a podcast. A lot of them, nobody know about podcasts. So then when I did it, and I was telling people, and I booked a couple of artists for him, and then we kept doing it, and I kept helping him out and helping my boy Ali, which he was his manager at that time. He was managing DMX too. So I met Ali through Rough Riders. He used to sell rims. So DMX used to go to his rim shop where he used to work and get his rim for his car, for all his lowrider. So then DMX just told him, yo, come hang out with me. So they became friends, and he started working at Def Jam. Then he became DMX manager, so, I was doing a lot of bookings anyway. So he was like, yo, help me out. So I was helping him out with DMX to the bookings. But I go back with Rough Riders. My boy Bundo used to romance DMX. Then Eve came, and then the owner D was like, yo, you want to work with Eve? And he was like, yeah, I work with Eve too. So, like, sometime when he wasn't able to go with Eve somewhere, he would tell me, yo, go with Eve, because me and Eve got tied. Like, she became close friends with us too. And when I would go with her, like, whenever she had to go to MTV or any show that he couldn't make it, I would go with her. Like, she was like, oh, just send Lee with me.
And at this time, was the podcast called Drink Champs?
Yeah, the whole time it was called Drink Champs. And the reason why they called it Drink Champs, because they were like Nori, EFN, they were hanging out. And EFN, I believe EFN tells them, man. And they were like doing...
He was there too at that time?
Yeah, EFN, yeah. EFN actually was the one that that came up with the whole idea. Because they had a radio show, but this was serious, like for satellite, for
Yeah, Sirius XM.
Sirius XM. So they Nori had just moved down here to Miami. So Sirius XM said, "Yo, we like it. We kind of like we want to book you guys. We want to do a contract, but it's got to be you got to record it from New York." So Nori was like, "Nah, I'm moving to New York. Forget about it. I'm not doing it." So that was done. So then
Nori's not leaving Miami.
Nah, he's not leaving Miami. I'm here now. And I actually had to send up an apartment in the same building he was living, right there in Biscayne. He had the penthouse and I had it like in the 11th floor. But it was just an extra apartment I had, and I had my tenants. So one day we run into each other in the lobby. Oh shit, what the fuck you doing? I live here. I live in the penthouse. I said, oh shit, I got some tenants here. He goes, oh shit. So that's when we connected again, and we would hang out, see each other in the club. He would call me for some smoke too. And then, so moving forward after that, they were just hanging out. Oh, let's see who's the drink champ. They were drinking and just talking shit a lot about hip hop. Oh, let's see who's the drink champ, who drinks the most. So then when podcast came out, EFN said, yo, we should do a show on the podcast. And Nori was like, what the podcast? All right, whatever, let's do it. So Nori was just down. He said, fuck it, let's do it. And we can call it Drink Champs. And whatever. And it was all right, cool. So we started putting bottles in the thing and the table. They started drinking, and that's how the show started like blowing up. And then
Everybody's drinking there on the show?
like everybody, like whoever was on the panel and whoever was and the guys, we would just drink and smoke. It was just, we looked at it like, it was just some hangout shit. Like, the boys getting together, just talking shit.
Yeah, at that time you don't know what a podcast is gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't know. We were just doing it like, hey, fuck it, whatever happens, happens. Like we wasn't looking forward to blow up and and have 9 years. 9 years later, we still the number one hip hop podcast. Yes, the number one hip hop podcast. So after that, we just then we had DMX. Like meanwhile, we looking to do 100,000.
Are you cool with DMX at this time? Like the way you ended up being, or this is when you first started meeting him?
No, I know DMX before he became DMX. Like I knew him. I mean, he was already DMX, Darkman X, but he wasn't like DMX. He was just like blowing up because my man Bunda, Rough Riders. Bunda, he's Dominican, so he was tight with the Rough Riders. Then he started working with DMX, so he used to bring me and my other boys around the Rough Riders, and we met the Rough Riders, the Locks, everybody, the whole Rough Rider camp. So I already knew DMX. That was another reason why my boy got me involved with the party. It was a thing. He was a thing. You know Jay, you know X. I said, yeah, I know the whole Rough Rider. The whole Rough Rider. You know a lot of girls. You know all them niggas from Broadway, from all these drug dealers, this and that. I said, man, you should. That's when he said, yo, you know everybody. Like from the industry to the streets to the girls and everything. I think you can do this. I was like, fuck it, you're right. I know everybody. That's how the whole. Because DMX came to the party, and then it was that song that the JC had with Jermaine Primoni and the thing, and I think there was some listening party that day at the club, and Mariah Carey was there, and like a bunch of celebrities was there. Then DMX also came, so I already knew all these people, so that's how come he's like, yo, you know everybody, bro, like you should do parties, like we gotta do this. I said, I'll give it a shot. Let me see what, I got the money to put up, so fuck it, let's do it. Scared money don't make no money. So that's how, I already knew DMX. I already had the relationship with DMX and the whole Rough Rider.
And DMX was street from the jump always, right?
Street, like hood. Like,
that's a real one right there.
He's a real one. Like DMX was like the real one. DMX always used to tell me like, yo, I want to go to DR. Yo, Lee, I want you to take me to DR, but I don't want to go to the sissy shit. I want to go to the real shit. I want to go to the hood. You know what I mean? I want to go to the real shit. Like, I don't want to go to no club, like, no, the sissy shit, no, the high-end shit, casa de whatever you call it. What do you call it? Casa de Campos. That shit, I don't want to go to none of that shit. I want to go to the hood. I want to see the hood niggas. I want to see the hood bitches. I was like, all right, you sure about that? It gets really hood. He was like, nah, that's where I want to go. I said, yo, I got you whenever you want. Too bad we never did. But, like, DMX was one of the... DMX was a real one.
Yeah, he loved you. I could tell.
Like, DMX was a real one. Like, he didn't care about no jewelry. He didn't care about none of that shit. And the weirdest thing about DMX that he that he will like you would tell him, yo, you know such and such. What the fuck is that? Rappers. Like he would never listen to rap. He would listen to like old school shit. Like you listen to the music that you would listen like me. Like you get into the car, you're expecting to listen to hip hop or reggaeton because I'm Spanish. Sound racist, but people come into my car and he's like, "What the fuck you listening to?" I said, "This is what I listen to." You sure? So you alright? Yeah, I listen to pop rock. I listen to rock music. That's what I really listened to when I was a kid. I grew up listening to rock. Be like, nah, this is not you. I was like, yeah, nigga, this is me. This is what I listen to. This is what we're gonna listen to. My car. You ain't play no hip hop, no reggaeton, none of that shit.
And what do you say?
And then people were like, yo, you bugging the fuck out. You a wild nigga, Lee. I was like, yeah, I guess, but this is what we listening to.
I like rock too.
I like
I be
rock.
playing it sometimes. I got a bunch of like playlists that I have there that I like.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we listened to in the 80s, you know?
In the 80s, especially in DR. In DR, there was no hip hop, you know what I mean? We just rock and merengue and salsa and bachata. So, like the kids from my block, from my hood, back in DR, that's what they used to listen to. There was no hip hop. Like, we didn't listen to hip hop. There was one merengue band, and there was a guy there, like in 80-something, 83 or 84, that there was a merengue song, and he was rapping Spanish. Damn, what was the guy's name? I don't remember. I forgot his name. And that was the first like rap song we probably heard. And like people would come down, like people like there was like Dominican. They were really already coming to New York, but they weren't really going back to New York, to DR, and like with the kids, and they were listening and they were playing hip hop. Now hip hop came like a couple of years later, like probably hip hop was born in '73. And DR was like probably 83, 82, or 84. That's when DR, like, you know, because a lot of Americans were coming down. Like, you know, the first Dominican Americans. And they were playing hip hop, you know, like in the hood and stuff, like when they used to come down and visit DR. But we didn't listen to hip hop. So we were just listening to rock music. Like we call it the jevitos over there. Like we would play rock music and merengue and salsa. So there was no hip hop over there.
So something that I always ask everybody, and this is important for you because I'm listening to your story, and something I always ask everybody, what's more important, hard work or relationships?
That's a good question, actually.
Because I didn't hear a lot of hard work. I heard a lot of relationships in your story.
Yeah, but there was a lot of flies. There was a lot of 6 a.m, wake up call. There was a lot of like back and walking up and down the block here in Miami, promoting the parties, giving out flyers. Because remember, back in the day, there was no social media. 97, 96, when I started doing parties, there was no social media. So in New York, you had to go out you had to be out on the streets every day in each club. Oh shit, look at Jay. Jay, I got a party next month or 2 months later. I got a party, you got to come through. And then go back every day to the same clubs and promote and give the flyer to the same people you gave it. You gave it last week or the day before yesterday or last night. You had to see that person and be like, hey man, remember, next month, 2 months from now, I got this party going. Come through. All right, cool, I got you, Lee. Okay, cool, and promote and spread the word. Because there was no social media, there was no phone like that. We had 2 ways. We had beepers. No, we had 2 ways already when we started doing the parties. I think there was 2 ways. So you was text your contact, hey man, you know, come through, but you still have to go out and see those people because, you know, people like to get invited, not as a group text.
Right.
People like to go
Personally
invited.
invited.
Personally, hey him, yo Jay, come through. I got a party going on. I got this party next month, 2 months. In 2 months, I got this party come through. I got such and such, or it's just a party. Or I got DJ Camilo. Camilo was one of my DJs, our DJ. Got DJ Camilo, Dennis the Menace. That was the DJ that we used to use back in the days. And Camilo was starting to DJ. So, I would say both, because you got to go through hard work. Back in the days, at least, you had to go out every day. And then in Miami, you had to be open down Ocean Drive every day. all day, walking up and down, up and down, up and down, giving out flyers, making sure your street team is giving out the flyers, coming out, putting banners on the wall and all this bullshit, just to promote it. So I did a lot of hard work, like to have successful party, and I did have a lot of successful party. So I think it's both because also relationship. In my case, I had the relationship with the celebrities. I had the relationship with the people, and I got along with everybody. Got along with me. A lot of people, like when they first met me, they were like, because I keep it real. Like I don't like the way we say no tengo pelo en la lengua. Like you know what I mean. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. If I don't like you, I'm like, hey man, I don't like your energy. I don't like your vibe. Just keep a distance from me. I would say like Jay. I don't like Katya. Don't
Nobody likes Katya.
Yeah, don't bring it. Like I be like, don't bring it to my house. Don't tell her where I live. I don't want to know anything. You know, it's just a scenario here. So I would just tell you that straight up. And if I have to check you, I would check you. But you know, not in a harm way, not like nothing bad. And it was just, I would just write. A lot of time I would tell my boy, hey, man, I don't like that guy. Like I don't feel right that guy around me. And then later on, a month later, weeks later, or a year later, they'll come back and say, hey, man, you was right. That guy, boom, boom, no good, no bueno, no this. He did this and this and that. So I told you. I got a friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine, actually. That he got to a point that every time he would do some crazy shit, some street shit, or any deal, or whatever, yo, Lee, I'm about to do this. Come, I want you to meet these people. I said, what? And I would come and he just buy, hey, whatever, you know, he's cool. I ain't fucking with him. I said, what do you mean? I said, nah, I don't like him. And he would just, hey, man, and he would not do any business. Like, he wouldn't do shit with that person. If I tell him I don't like him, that's it. I don't like him. He even, the last time he called me, I was like, man, stop calling me for this bullshit. He called me, he got a Rolex with all iced out. He's like, yo, with like the bezel, iced out. And he's like, man, somebody wants to give me a Mercedes-Benz for the Rolex. I was like, man, you calling me for this bullshit too? You calling me for big shit, you know what I mean? If you're going to look out for me, you know, call me for big shit, not for this Rolex shit. Trade it in for a Benz. I said, he goes, yeah, man, I want to trade it in. I was like, man, if you're gonna try to get rid of the presidential, I think it was rose gold. I said, do not do it. Let me buy that off from you. I love that watch. That's a classic watch. You should not get rid of it. And he never got rid of the watch. And he just kept it. I said, man, stop calling me for this bullshit.
Is your trusted second voice?
But he trusted my second voice. He just trusted me because every time I told him something out of nowhere, I would just say, yo, I don't like that guy. Like, don't bring him. Or I don't like this. I don't like this place. Boom, boom. I was always right. And I like to follow my instinct. Like, you know, like God, I gotta know. That's why I believe. Like, I just came out of church. I've been going to church since I was a kid. And God with me is just such a great guy. He's such a great friend. He's just such a great father to all of us, not just to me. Like if we follow him, we let him guide us. We let him hold our hand and walk with him wherever he wants us to go walk, through whatever route he wants us to go through. Trust me, like the world would be such a better place.
1,000%.
Like way 2,000%.
Because I'm listening to the story, and I hear, so we got to make a decision. Because this is for the future entrepreneurs. They want to know what you think. Because I hear a lot of you had good relationships.
Yeah, I had good relationships.
Doors opened, and yes, you walked through them and you did the work.
Exactly.
But there's some people that they start with the hard work and then they make relationships and stuff like that, you know, and then they kind of build their business off that. But I just feel like with your story, I think your relationships opened doors, and then obviously you did the legwork, and that continued to open doors.
Correct.
So that's why I don't want the watered down answer. They're both important. For you, what was the most important? If you had to look back, because when you started the party with the boat, that was off of a relationship. You hadn't done anything like that before.
Nah, I was just partying every day. I was just going out with my boys.
So you had relationships with these people, and then you got into it.
Because I used to work. I used to go to college, John Jay College, to become an FBI agent. I wanted to become a homicide detective. I always like to figure shit out and how they did and what. I just put things together. Like if you're my friend, if you're dating me, I'm like, why you did this? Why you did that? And this and that. But why is she saying this? Or why is she acting like this? You know, I just like to figure things out. And I'm not even the type of guy to put puzzles together, but I like to put those type of puzzles. Hey, man, why these cameras here? Why, how they work? How the mic works? Like, how they transmit the audio through a little machine? Like, how these things work? That's why I was amazed with the cameras, with the Dream Champs, and I was always amazed with movies and how the fuck they filmed this, how they did this. Look, like, these guys doing this fucking character such a good, like Scarface. Like, I thought Al Pacino was Spanish. I was like, what the fuck? He's not even Spanish. How did he did such a great job as a Spanish guy, as a Cuban guy? You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So I was always amazed about that. So I was an FBI. I was wanting to do that. But in my case, like you say, my relationships opened the door because I already knew these people. Going to the clubs, meeting all these people, you know, that's how come I got connected. My boy was like, he peeped outside. He really realized that when JC gave me the drink, when Jay gave me the drink, and he's like, yo, boy, I was like, the fuck? I said, yo, you know all these people, like, what's up? Like, you should do this. So in my case, relationship opened the doors. But then I put in the hard work. I had to put in the work. Like,
Yeah, you can't drop the ball. You can't drop the ball.
You can't drop the ball.
So you were talking about the when you went to Drink Champs and you were telling us about your dad and the about being involved in like film and stuff like that, and that got your attention. So walk us through that. So you were at Drink Champs and then you started getting interested in the
whole show and the whole camera thing, like the whole filming, and then like when I really got the producing job and everything, it was with my boy Groovy Lou again. I was like, man, we started getting sponsors. I was trying to get Ciroc to be one of the sponsors through them, and then to my boy Chichi, and then I was telling Groove, I said, man, we need Big Homie. We need Big Homie on the show. We need, what show? I said, Nori show. It's a podcast. He got a podcast named Drink Champs. He should do it, blah, blah, blah. He got Ciroc. He can promote Ciroc. He can promote De Leon in there, too. So I tell him. So they were in L.A., and he reached out. He's like, yo, my boy Lee, Lee, he wants you to do Nori show. So he kept telling him, and then that summer, they kept coming down to Miami. So every day, I would go to home, Diddy's house all the time to hang out with Groove and smoke and just hang out.
And go to the Diddy parties?
And go to the Diddy's party. I didn't go to the party. I wish I was there. Have some fun with all those girls. I wasn't there. I don't know. If people saying all this shit, I was like, wait a minute.
You never saw it.
I never seen this shit. I never saw any weird shit. I didn't see nothing like suspicious. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is going on? Nothing. I was there. I was hanging out in the house. No parties. Just hanging out. New Year's Eve. WMC, you was there too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Then, did you see anything?
I didn't see anything. I saw people fighting to get in, not out.
Yeah, both man to get in. I was like, whoa. I didn't see nothing weird. I didn't see him acting up or nothing, or him and Cassie arguing. I didn't see any of that shit. Like, to be honest,
he was very nice to me when I met him.
He was mad cool. He's mad cool. Like, actually, before he went in, I was at Groovy Lou. Groovy Lou called me. Yo, what are you doing? I said, I think I was leaving the beach, and said, yo, come by the house. They smoked one. I was like, all right, cool. So then he called Groove and said, yo, what you doing? I said, I'm with, no, he calls him and said, yo, Lee just came by. He just bought the house next to his house. He was say, yo, I'm in the White House, and Lee's here, so, we're going to go by the pool and smoke some. So, all right, cool. Tell him not to leave. I'm going to come through, and I'm going to come smoke with y'all. And we were just there chilling, smoking, whatever. He looked stressed, you know what I mean? But I was like, cool. And then a week later, 2 weeks, he got arrested. I was like, oh, shit, what the fuck? So we were just chilling there. And I never saw none of that shit. But moving forward, then one day, they have him and 50 Cent was back and forth. Well, really 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Now I know why 50 Cent was going on. Because of his girl.
I mean, that's old school beef that they had for a long time, right?
But it was because of his ex.
Yeah.
Now I figure, this is where the problem comes. So I'm telling Groove, I said, yo, man, we in the back in the pool just chilling. And I said, man, did you tell Homie about it? And this and that. And he goes, man, you tell him yourself. There he is walking over here. He goes, what's up, B? Tell me what, B? What's up? Talk to me. I was like, man, I need you on Drink Champs on Nori show. He said, you keep telling me about this, but I don't know what it is. You didn't show me anything. Like, show me a visual or something. I was like, cool, I got you. So we have 50 Cent on the show already. So I show him those clips. I said, look, that's 50 Cent. You see, he don't even drink. Look, he's drinking. And guess what? He's promoting FM vodka, his vodka. You can promote Ciroc and De Leon. You should do this show. I said, and he looked and said, you know what? I like this shit. And I said, and then I broke it down just like Nori broke it down to me about what's a podcast. And he said, what's a podcast? I said, go to your iPhone. Look, this is a podcast. You click, you listen to it, but we got the visual. And she was, all right, cool. And I said, this is the visual, 50 Cent, boom. And I just pictured it. I pitched the whole thing like that. So he was like, yo, I fuck with it. You know what? I'm going to do Drink Champs, but I want it for Revolt. I'm going to sign you guys. I'm going to sign the show for Revolt TV. And my first show and the first episode on Revolt is going to be my show. I was like, really? For real? He's like, yeah, I like it. I'm going to fuck with it. I said, tell Nori I'm going to fuck with it. I said, all right, cool. I called Nori. I said, yo. I sent the message. I said, oh, for real? I said, yeah, you put it together. Then the whole deal came through, and then, Ali was like, yo, I'm going to give you this job. You're going to get the producing job. You're going to get this. You're going to boom, boom, boom. And I was like, yo, I'm in. And then,
so the bottles that are on the table, they have to pay to be there, or that's just what they like to drink?
No. In the beginning, we was putting Ciroc and De Leon on the table just because it's puff shit,
Yeah.
But everything else that was there, they had to pay for it. But we didn't have that much. But we had. I don't even think we had sponsors like that back then.
Because now you see Ace of Spades, you
Yeah, we
see
got
the
some-
tequila that they're drinking.
Yeah, but with some of those drinks now, like we exclusive with we Ace of Spades. Like we gotta have Ace of Spades there
Which is J shit.
because Jay shit and Jay's always watching us. Jay's
But where are the bottles? Why are they not there?
Yeah, that guy be on point. That guy he saw one show where it was Gilly the Kid show. And right away called Nori, hey man. This is Nori telling me, say, hey man, you know Mr. Moe? And he goes, no. Like, no, what are you talking about? She goes, do you know Mr. Ace? He goes, yeah, that's you, isn't it? He goes, so why are you drinking more and you're not drinking my shit? He was like, oh shit. He said, what do you mean? I said, yeah, I saw that Gilly the Kid show and you got more and you drinking more, nigga. He goes, but I will go and buy, he'd be like, yo, give me some Ace of Spades for the show, because, just show love, Jay. But sometimes, Ace of Spades is a little expensive.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So Nori drinks.
Yeah.
So he will drink 4 and 5 bottles. You know what I mean? The budget wasn't that big. So, we was already, but still, it was like $400 a bottle. So it would be like $2,000 in every episode. So sometimes we would buy it. So he was like, hey, man.
Because expensive.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't find it. But sometimes I couldn't find it either because Ace of Spades wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Like I hear Miami in the liquor store. So he was like, why? And then he started texting whoever was in charge of the Ace of Spades. So she started texting Norris. Said, yo, why are you telling Jane that you can find Ace of Spades? It's, oh, shit. Norris like, oh, shit, I think I'm getting somebody fired right now. He goes, nah, but he was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. You're never going to run out of Ace of Spades. He's like, for real? And he's like, yeah, you're never going to run out of Ace of Spades. We're gonna make sure you get it. So she was like, man, I give me something. So they started sending me the Ace of Spades. And then they were sending me my boxes that I would just I would give Nori boxes, and then I would just keep some of them for the show. So then I was like, man, just send it straight to Nori. So I didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it was too much.
And then I was getting a lot of boxes from Ace of Spades, and then just people were sending me just liquor. I was like, man, my office, like I just cleared it out. I found one of the Drink Champs logo that we have, and I was like, I thought it was pink. It was in a pink box. So I'm thinking it's my ex, my ex is something in my house. What the fuck is this? So I'm cleaning out everything I have in my house, in my office. Like, whatever they was saying, I was throwing the shit away. And I find that I said, oh shit, look, I got the fucking Drink Champs logo. So I finally brought it. Because I had so many boxes, so many shit, people, liquor, this, they were sending. I said, man, I gotta change this. So I was like, hey man, send the Ace of Spades to Nori. I'm not a drinker like that. So I was like, send the Ace of Spades straight to Nori. They started sending it to Nori. They still send it to Nori straight to his house. And so then we kept it going with Ace of Spades. So that's exclusive. When the guests ask you, like, I ask all the guests, hey, what would you like to drink? Like, what's your drink? So they will ask, oh, I want champagne, I want this, and that's, oh, you know what, we have Ace of Spades. So, you know, I said, that's fine. A lot of them, I think don't want to like, oh, I want Ace of Spades. They know Ace of Spades is on the table. Right?
Yeah.
But maybe they don't want to feel like, let me ask, like, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's expensive too.
Yeah, so they're probably things that we buy, but it's really Jay just send us the. Wherever Nori goes, anywhere in the world, he can go to Mars, he can go to Neptune's, and he's gonna have Ace of Spades there. One way or the other, he's gonna get it. That's how good we are. Well, they have that good relationship too, him and Nori. So most of the bottles that's there.
I mean, every time there's an Ace of Spades on the bottle, everybody's seeing it. There's millions of views.
No, we have 6 bottles, 3 bottles on one side, and 3 bottles on the other side.
I see it every time. Like, you can't help to notice the bottles are
I'll
there.
make sure that shit is there. I put it right one by each side of Norek. I'm the one that set up.
They're very well placed. That's why I wanted to know that side of the business, because you see them. They're there. You know what's there.
I do the product placement. I do all that stuff. I run the show, basically. I tell, you know, okay, let me put this
there.
and, you know, do the setup, you know.
What's the best advice you've ever ignored?
I don't think I will remember now. Maybe a business deal that probably, hey, man, you should get involved with this, and I never did. Or maybe, I don't think that's the best advice. It's just that, because I just me, but, you know, I was like, okay, then, let me relax. I'm too real. Like, I tell people how I feel. I tell them how it is. A lot of people, like a lot of friends of mine, like killers, like I'm mad. And I just like, and I'm like, the fuck? Like, who? And they just like, then they see how I am. I'm like, I said, man, you just a real nigga. You just don't care. Like, I like you. Like, now I'll fuck with you. Someone be like, man, if you want, I mean, no, I got your back. I said, no, I'm not the type of guy. I'm good. So a couple of friends of mine, couple of people, they always tells me, hey, man, you got to slow down. You can't just be checking people like that. You can just be too real with people. Some people, they don't take it. They don't take it as advice. But I don't do it to harm anybody or in a malice way. I just, most of the time, it's just to look out for them. Like I always say, if you're my friend and my breath smells bad and you're not telling me this,
You're not my friend.
you're not my friend.
Yeah.
If you see me, my armpit is stinking, and you're not telling me, you're not my friend.
No.
I want you to tell me, hey, man, your breath smells. Go wash your shit. Or, man, your shirt is dirty. You got to tell me, because if you're not telling me this, then the fuck? You're not my friend. You're letting me walk around and talk to people, talk to a girl, or try to rap to a girl with my stinking breath? No way.
Yeah, but that's why your boy's calling you, asking you for your opinion, because he knows you're going to tell him the real answer. You're going to give him some watered down bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not a yes man. I'll tell you how it is. Like, a lot of artists too, a lot of friends of mine, they play their music, and I was like, hey, man. That's why I ask you. Like I said, this is not it. I like this, I like that, and this and that. And I tell them how it is. Like, I don't like lying. And I don't like when people lie to me. Tell me the truth. I'd rather have the truth no matter what.
So the advice that people give you is to not be so real or harsh?
Harsh, bro.
And do you feel like...
Not people, like some people. Like, if I'm close with you, like if I'm hanging out with Jay somewhere, Foxhole or something, and I meet somebody or one of his boys, like, hey, man, chill, relax.
Foxhole's another venture. So
I like Foxhole. That's in South Beach, right?
Yeah, that's...
You been there?
Yeah, like it was open for a long time.
Yeah, we just reopened.
They reopened it now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's Lee shit.
Like,
That's awesome. We got to go visit.
we got like 7 months.
All right, second question. What's one of the major L's that you took in business, like on the journey here? The big loss.
Like, as far as you mean money-wise or like...
Anything, whatever you consider a loss. Like, but I think...
Well, everybody's always talking about taking L's, so
Yeah.
what else have you taken? What's
I've
a big
taken-
one?
I've taken some, like, party-wise. Like, parties that I've done that we invested, like, for Memorial Day weekend, we did Jadakiss album release party, his first album release party. I think it was in 98 or 99. 99, I think it was 98. And that's when Miami, that Memorial Day weekend, Miami got crazy. I was doing the whole Rough Friday weekend. So me and my boys, we booked Levels. Now it's Mansion M2. But before it was called Levels. And we rented, because we did Eve's album release party, and we did really good. We did like $100,000 and something at the door. This is just the door. So we came back from Memorial Day weekend. Yo, we went to book it again. We was talking to, what was the guy's name from Levels? He's pretty big guy.
Roman.
Nah, not Roman.
It was before Roman? Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Damn, that guy's name too, like. But what is it? So anyway, so we had the meeting with him and said, yo, so we went and gave him $40,000 just a rental fee. And that day, the street was flooded. That shit was soon, like that shit was crazy. So we took a big loss there because it was like 11:30. We had like, I think we had like $80,000 at the door, or maybe a little less. And it was 11:30, but the cops came and sprayed the whole street, the whole Washington.
With mace?
With mace.
What?
It was too crazy. People was in the street, not just the northbound, but also the southbound. That's like crazy. Remember the 99?
Yeah. What year was
98?
this?
I think it was 99.
Yeah, this is like old school. And
Yeah,
back then, those weekends would get bananas
They
here.
were getting
That
bananas.
was before the curfews, before
Yeah.
the.
No. That was in 1999. Like
Yeah.
the
Memorial
week-
weekend here used to be the biggest weekend. That
The
was
biggest
like,
weekend.
it was just out of
it was
control.
manhood.
Out of
It
control.
It was mad.
Mad hood.
out of control. And then that year that's when the shit just got flooded. And the cops, the city wasn't ready. They didn't know what to expect. And they just fucking, they would just, cops just, wherever they had a crowd, they would just mace everybody.
What?
So at 11:30, they shut us down because that party was crazy. Jadakiss Avrili's party was bananas. That shit was insane. So they shut us down at 11:30, and we paid $40,000 for the club, plus whatever we had to pay Jadakiss, and then we took probably like a $50,000 loss.
Oh my God.
And then
Pretty big L.
Kelly.
Especially back
was the
then.
I think that was the guy's name, Kelly. The guy from Levels, from the club. So we went back after that. We said, man, you got to do something. We took a loss. And he was like, I got you. Then he gave us the club for Labor Day weekend for like $20,000. And we did, because we used to come down for Labor Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and Spring Break and do parties for New York.
And Labor Day, the Labor Day party made up for the loss?
We made money, but not as much as we expected. And then the whole weekend, we kind of like some party, like we did, what was the club that was by Purdy Avenue?
Pretty.
It was a big club there, and we did parties there. We did.
Oh, I
parties
know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was called.
I just
damn,
remember
that's old
Purdy
as fuck.
Lounge.
No. There was a huge club there back then. Back in the
back
days,
then.
huge.
It was huge.
Oh my God, I
It's
used to work there.
At the office now, it's an office.
Yeah,
depot.
yeah, I worked there.
Office Depot.
Yeah, it's the office depot now. But like
I
the
probably
whole-
worked your party. I was
Probably.
security.
Oh, for real? So you were probably working
Yeah,
there.
in 97.
Yeah, I know.
97.
So you definitely was there.
Yeah.
Then. So the whole weekend I did the whole Rough Rider weekend, and then the Friday was Jadakiss album release party, and then at Liquid, I did another Rough Riders night, and it was crazy too. We made like $20,000, and then we came out. I think we kind of like came out even from like we made up from the other parties, but we didn't make money like that. But because of that, because we took a big loss.
Guys, remember when we're talking 20,000, 40,000? There's inflation right now. It's nothing right now,
Yeah,
but back then they're talking.
It's a lot of money.
It was a lot of money.
With
you
like
know?
100,000 now, you
Yeah,
would say,
yeah.
like double.
Probably
Nah,
about that.
especially
Yeah.
for promoters, promoters,
To come up with that money up front.
And then we had to put in that work. Like that's what I'm saying. Like my relationship, but open the door was my relationship, but I still had to put in the work. We are still putting in.
Yeah. Relationships take work.
Yeah, exactly.
On top of it.
But I didn't have to work for the relationship. The relationship just came. It just came to me. Like it just came to me. But then I had to put in the
Bless.
work so the relationship can get bigger.
Okay, so we're gonna play a little game, right? And you're just gonna tell me, like, the name. I don't know. This might be a little too intrusive, but number one is one guest you'll never invite back.
I think I would invite everybody back.
Okay, so you had good relationships. Okay.
So there was nobody that came that made a scene or did anything where it was like, yo, we don't need this guy back here.
No, there was a few.
Because the
that
one with Kanye, like Nori was upset about even doing that one, right? Like he issued
Nah,
an
like,
apology and
like,
stuff.
no, yeah, but not upset. He was upset like some of the things that he said was really more about. I think it was about the George Clooney. But it's Kanye, so he says whatever.
Yeah.
And we took that episode down just out of respect from the family. Like it wasn't cool what he said, because he got that information from somebody else, from somebody from the news. Kanye got that information, so he was probably wrong too. You know what I mean? And then he apologized too.
So Kanye can come back one day.
I don't mind.
Okay.
That shit must have had a lot of views. I'm sure that one hit because I watched that one.
Had a biggest episode was one. It was Kanye West's first episode, and then I think it's DMX before he passed, and then I think probably Lil Wayne might be the third with the biggest. Tony Yayo episode was big. Trina episode was the numbers too.
And what about Yak? I thought Kodak Black would have a big one because he had all those little things that episode was trending a lot.
Yeah, that episode 2 is big, but the biggest one is Kanye, then DMX, second episode. The first episode also. DMX was like that second episode, and that put us like that too. That's why made us this big. DMX first episode.
Nice.
And it was the second episode in Dream Chance, I believe. But we was in a different category in CBS. So Nori realized, wait a minute, why we not in hip hop? It was like an entertainment or something category. And I say, oh, nah, because somebody that has another podcast was like, put them on this one. They don't belong on that one. But he was kind of like trying to fuck us up. And
Clearly.
so Nori, when he realized, wait a minute, why we not on fucking hip hop? We hip hop. So it was, oh, nah, this person, Rap Radar, told us that you should be in entertainment. I said, no, we're not entertainment. We fucking hip hop. Put us in hip hop. Then we put out DMX first episode, which was only 45 minutes, because I had him booked at the Hard Rock that night. So I had to, we gotta go. And it took us all day to get DMX, and we all day DMX landed. I met up with him, Ali too. We was me, Ali, and then Nori came down. So Nori trying to ask him like, yo, I want you to do my podcast, and we trying to tell him. So before Nori even tells him, Nori's ready to tell him. Me and Ali already told him and put it in the air. So Nori's like, okay, now I'm ready. I think this is the time. This is the right time to ask him. We drinking all day. Well, they drink. I'm not drinking. So his cousin calls him. He goes, yo, ex, whatever, somebody, whatever they do for an interview. He goes, man, fuck out of here. I don't do interview. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing no interview. I don't do that shit. Nori's like, oh, what? Oh, shit. What the fuck? Now how can we ask him? So then at the end, at nighttime, after we was with him since the minute he landed all the way to like nighttime, we was at this next to Bacra, the hotel, A-Love, something like that. We there. That's where he's staying. So we got, fuck it, let's get something ready. Let's have it ready. So when he says, yeah, we just get on it. So we went, spoke to the lobby guy, the manager. He said, hey, we're trying to do an interview with DMX. And he said, DMX? You're trying to do an interview with DMX? Yeah. He was like, yeah. I said, but we don't have a place. We're trying to get a room. I said, oh, you can do it in the lobby. I said, well, wait, in the lobby? Right here? Right outside? Right there? He said, yeah, but we smoke weed and we drink. But the man, he goes, but you filming DMX, right? You're interviewing DMX. He was like, yeah, it's DMX. Go ahead. I was like, what? Really? We set up real quick in the lobby. People was checking in. And people was walking in and they see DMX and they going crazy. Oh, shit, DMX. And they trying to check in, but they also trying to see DMX. And they trying to check in and trying to DMX. And we smoking. We said, yo, this is how big DMX is.
Yeah.
Even the lobby in Miami Beach these days, they didn't care. Say, do what you. And another guest was Snoop Dogg. We went to West Palm Beach to interview him, and the man here was like, "You guys are drink champs, and Snoop Dogg's here. Are you guys trying to interview Snoop Dogg? Yeah, we are. And we need a room. I got you." They send the staff, remove the furniture, the bed, so we can film there. Snoop Dogg saying his manager, somebody from his team, yo, tell me they came, yo, you gotta cover that, you gotta put the shower cap and that. What the fuck? Said those are the alarm, those are the things that sets the alarm off so they can smoke. And they didn't care. It was, hey man, just let us know how much for the smoking fee, because we gotta smoke, Snoop Dogg. Don't worry about it. It's Snoop Dogg and Drink Champs. Y'all good. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like,
So
damn.
Snoop's episode wasn't at Racket?
No, it was at first episode was at in West Palm Beach at a hotel in West Palm Beach.
And then that second one, the one that he just did recently,
flew
that
to-
was,
we
oh, you
flew-
guys went somewhere.
Oh, how many times we had Snoop? We had because
There was one, he was wearing like a blue outfit. The last one I saw, he was wearing like a blue outfit.
But we
He
had
was there
one at
talking.
his studio in LA. We went to LA and they won at his studio.
At his studio, at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Because that shit looked like, it looked like Racket.
Yeah, because the way
they set it up.
That when we set it up, he's gonna look. But we didn't have the bar. Oh, we had.
So
him,
you guys are mobile. You guys
oh,
are
we
mobile.
had him also in the complex this year. Was it this year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
last
Dr.
year.
Dre
Yeah.
and Snoop Dogg. We went to Vegas for the complex. They actually hired us to go and film them.
Take notes, Scott, there, because they're mobile. That's great. All those episodes, they look like they're in the same place.
Yeah, but we sometimes we travel. Like Chris Brown, we did film his at his house in LA. For Will Smith, we went to Philly, and he wanted to do that at his mom's house.
Will Smith wasn't here?
No, Will Smith was in Philly. He wanted us to go to Philly. He wanted us to film at his house, mom's house. I was like telling his manager, I don't think that's a good idea. It's, oh, you know why? I say, it's a lot of us. And we smoke weed and this and that, but we didn't smoke weed. He didn't want
Yeah, you didn't want that.
to smoke weed, so we didn't smoke weed. But we went to Philly, and then we, a lot of festival, they paid us to go and they hired us, they book us to go film live shows. We don't like live shows because people talking loud, but we still do it and we're getting paid.
Okay. Name your top 3 favorite restaurants in Miami.
Carbons, Drunken Dragon when it was open. Third one. Can we do the top 5?
Sure.
I said Carbons.
Carbone, Drunken Dragon when it was
Drunken
open.
Dragon. I like Houston's, man. I like Houston.
Houston's?
Yeah, but
Houston's
it's
is
not
fire,
like
though.
It is, though.
But I think I would go with
Hillstones now.
it's Houston
Hillstone.
now. But I think I would go with Shots of Cece's.
Cece's?
Shots of Cece's, yeah.
Where's that?
It's another restaurant owned by Carbons.
Oh, yeah.
The Chateau?
Oh, yeah,
Chateau.
Oh, Chateau. Okay, yes.
It's Mexican. It's supposed to be Mexican. I like
Really?
them too. Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
it's good.
seriously.
I mean,
Okay.
but I like a lot of restaurants here.
All right, and then what's your favorite song right now?
Right now, So Be It by the Clips.
And then
I don't like new rappers.
We
I
gotta
don't
get
like-
the shirts with the Biggie and the Jay-Z.
Is that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of? Is that your shirt from your
Pictures.
brand?
No, this is somebody
Okay.
gave it
Damn,
to
you
me.
should have brought one.
Well, he's gonna send us pictures so we can put it
Oh,
on.
Yeah, I
okay.
got
Because I
pictures
see
there.
your.
Yeah, that's the
Yes, I
company.
like that. Okay, and then is there any artist that you want to have on the show, but you just haven't gotten a chance to, but you really want to have on?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Yeah, why hasn't he been on?
I don't know. Nobody say. Nobody don't want to ask him. And I keep telling you, yeah, I think he's waiting for you to ask him.
Yeah, I think he's probably waiting for that.
This is your invitation, JC.
But he doesn't want to ask him why.
I don't know. I just think he don't want to ask him because he feels like that's like a favor or something.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm like, man, why didn't you ask him? And he hangs out with him. They talk every
Yeah.
day, back and forth text.
I know they're cool as fuck.
Like they like joke around. They snap on each other. I'm like, why don't you just ask him to go
Yeah.
to drink champ? He was, I don't know.
Tell me about the song that you have with the Clips.
That's a whole another story. The whole shit with the Clips was, well, first of all, I did one with Lotto Rick in 1997. My boy in Minnesota, he did a lot of track. He did I'm Not a Player, I Just Crush a Lot with Big Pun. He did Little Kim. One day he calls me and said, hey man, I want to get some old school merengue, salsa. He's black, but he's like, yo, I want some of that music. But back in the days, that was like in 90-something. So I was in 97, actually. Damn, 97 was a good year for me. And then, so I was like, yeah, cool. We went to Ford and Roll. That's when you used to go buy the vinyls. There was no CDs either. So I got him a couple of songs. Pick that one, grab that one, grab that one. So he did a song with the Gran Combo beat. Bim, 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 bim. He said, yo, he called Lottery, the guy that sings, if it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit probably never would be going on. So tell me where you from, uptown, baby. So they did a track. He said, yo, I got a track, but we got to put Lee on it. He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. They called me. I went to the studio. They said, yo, do whatever you want. Like, just get on and rap, whatever you want, just do it. Get on it. So we did the song. It's called Corazon. And it was in 97. And then they released it, but then Minnesota released it in the Moneyballs Players album, like a couple of years, and they put it out, and it's out in iTunes and on YouTube. They're from Soundview, which the clips is from the Soundview. And then I did that, and then I became cool with the clips when I first brought them here. So 2 years later, they come back. Well, before that, they used to come back to Miami. We used to hang out and get together, and I still would book them for my parties. But they got a deal with Jive Records because Aristotle closed, went out of business. So when that happened, they are here working with Pharrell. I come to the studio. They introduced me to Pharrell. Pharrell, we click. Because a lot of the girls that used to come to the studio. Now he's married. That used to come to the studio. I knew a lot of them. Some of them, kind of on my list too. So they used to love me. One of them used to say, it was like, oh, my husband. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? So some of the girls would like top kiss me right in front of him. And oh shit, Lee, what's up? She was like, damn, this guy is cool. And then Eve come. She's working. We had like 3 years without seeing each other. She's like, yo, my boy Lee's coming through. He's like my brother. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you he's coming through. I'm not asking for my permission. So, which Lee that always smokes, always happy, always blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, that's him. I said, that's my boy. Tell him to come. So then Eve also showed me mad love. And so he's like, I don't know. I guess he's like, yo, this guy, everybody's cool with this guy. Like, this guy is mad cool with everybody. So he calls Pusha when they're working on the Clips album, Hell Half No Fear. He goes, the day before, Pusha's like, yo, we need the intro, we need a beat, whatever. He said, yo, I'm gonna work on it too. And I guess that night he worked on it. He's like, yo. Next day he's called Pusha. He said, yo, I got the track for the intro. Where you at? And I said, oh, I'm heading there. Me and Pusha we together, driving to the studio. So he goes, but we need Lee on it. And Pusha looks at me. I'm like, the fuck Pharrell saying? He goes, you want Lee on the track? And he goes, yeah, we need Lee on it. Like, we got this track, Lee got to be on it. And he's like, yeah? And he said, yeah. He said, what are you talking about? I said, he wants you on the track. He wants you in the studio. He said, yeah, we're going over there. He said, no, he wants you in the booth. I was like, me? He's crazy. Fuck it, let's go. Let's see what he got. So we get there. He plays the beat. We got it for cheap. I was like, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. I was like, whoa, this beat is knock. I said, yo, this fucking guy. So he goes, he's there. He said, yo, so this is what you want. Just get on the booth. Do whatever you want. Talk that Broadway shit. Just keep your accent. Don't try to change anything. Just do you. I was like, really? He said, yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to go have lunch. He had a chick. Pharrell had a chick like every day, like 3 different chicks every day in the studio. But he's married now, He's not doing none of that. So he leaves. I get on the booth. Push is there. I said, yo. So I'm listening to what they, So I'm like, what the fuck am I, like, what's the track is about, And he's like, yo. So Push is guiding me to do it, to say a couple of things. And said, but say, so he's telling me, oh, so however, introduce us, whatever. And I was, all right, cool. So I come on and I start. Ahí, papa is something that my father used to say. Rest in peace. My father used to say, ahí, papa. So I was like, so I came out and, paying homage to him. But he was alive when I did that. So I was like, ahí, papa. Re-Up Gang Records. La Jodedor Music. Broadway Daddy. Manteca, crack, puré, toda la vaina puré que hay allá arriba, en Uptown, baby. Otra vez, Clips, Hell Have No Fury B, let them know, Daddy, Mr. Lee, haha. So when we did that, the engineer and Pusha, they're like, damn, that shit kind of hard. So I did, that's the first thing I did. So then Pharrell came in, and he's like, did that? They were like, yeah, let me play it. Boom, he's like, we killed it. So he got rid of the drums and he just sounded way better. I was like, and I actually thought, I was like, man, I was going to tell his engineer, I think it was Drew. I said, yo, man, get rid of the drums. But then I was like, they stay in my shit. I ain't going to say, nah, I already did my part. So he came in, got rid of it. Boom, he dropped the drums. I was like, this shit sounded so hard. So then they went back. They left, everything's down, boom, boom. I came out. So they knew you were playing the album to Jive Records. So when they heard the song, they were like, yo, this is hard. So what? He just did that? And they're like, yeah. I said, no. Fly that guy to New York, and he got to do more verse. So they flew me to New York on Friday. I remember it was a Friday. I flew down to New York, and we filmed, and we recorded, and I added 3 more verses. Then my second verse goes, do it. I fuck with the real niggas, daddy. Fuck this bitch ass niggas. Los tiene temblando tú a todito ellos, loco. They just wanna be you, loco. Fucking envidioso, bunch of palomos. Then Pusha drops his verse, and then Malice, and then I think I got like 4 verses in it. So then I did that, and that shit went like they were playing in XM, Sirius XM, and all the satellite radio they were playing in Hot 97. I'm here, so my boys from New York, they said, yo, look, that's you, yo, they're playing your shit. And they would call me. I was like, oh shit, that's me. There was only Twitter back then. I said, oh shit, they playing my shit where? I said, Hot 97. And all my boy, every time they would hear it on the radio and Sirius, they would call me and say, yo, look, they're playing your shit. A lot of people was telling me like, yo, that's the hardest thing. Like even Pharrell's manager at that time, Rob Walker, he was like, yo, that's my favorite song of the whole track. So then Pusha did his solo album, Darkest Before Dawn, and then he was like, yo, I need you again to the intro. And then we did the intro. Then the intro is called Fuego. The intro for Hell Have No Fear for the Clips is called We Got It For Cheap, which is about, drug dealing and shit. So and then the Pusha T album is Darkest Before Dawn, and then the song is called Fuego, and that one is about I'm trying to get him back in the game. I'm like, pero ven acá, who you wanna be? Drug dealer? A rap nigga? A drug dealer, rap nigga? I said some shit there, and then I was like, you gotta pick one, daddy. So then he comes out, he drops his verse, and then I'm like, I comes out like saying like el otro tipo, he's dead. I'm talking about Pablo, and the other nigga, and I say el otro, he's running. I'm talking about that's when Pacho, what is it?
Which
the
one?
Mexican. That guy?
Fuck.
Well, that guy, big guy,
Yeah.
got caught. He was like, and the other, y el otro tipo, he's running, but I'm still here. And then I forgot. But I'm still here. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you want to do, B. And I said some other shit there. I don't remember the verse, the complete verse. And then that one also blew up and did his thing too. And did his
El
thing.
Chapo.
El Chapo. And I was like, the other nigga, he's running. That's when he was running. So then he's in the studio working in some music, and he did a song, and he was like, oh, by the way, I need you on this track. And I'm like, out of nowhere? So yeah, get on and do something. So he said about relax. It's something that we always said on the show because of his wife. They argued one day, his wife goes, you gotta relax. And Nori's like, what? He was like, damn, that sounded kind of hard. So he just ran with it. So in the show, he said, relax. So he did a song named Relax. So I come in the song, and I just do the intro. And then in my second verse, I go, I said, this is in your table, relax. And no, I don't want to hear your demo. Because a lot of people will say, you listen to my demo, this and that. And in the clubs, how niggas just try to jump in people's table, girls, and as a promoter, I'm like, hey man, you gotta get up the table. This is not your table, this and that. So I just went at them. And then I said, I don't want to listen to your demo. And no, I don't want to listen to your demo. And then I say also, you're not Mr. Lee. Relax. And I say, this isn't your culo or your titties, mommy. Relax. Like, the girls, whatever. Like, you got to relax. This is not even your body. So I also, that was pretty hard too. On Nori's album, Drunk Uncle 2. And I did that one too. And I got a few, I did one with Jadakiss and Ablava from Philly, but then they haven't put that one out.
Damn, Lee.
Yeah, I got a few.
You got a lot of shit. Your hands in a lot of fucking cookie
Yeah,
jars.
yeah. And the funny thing about this is that as a kid, my father came to the United States to give us a better life, right? So he went back to the after he got all his papers right and everything. So we in this van. He rented a van. We run into the Malecón. I don't know. You've been to the R, right? And in Malecón, we driving around. So he's like telling me I was a kid, I was like, nah, don't worry. When you guys come to the United States, watch. You're gonna be rapping with the blacks and this and that. You're gonna be rapping with the rappers. You're gonna be doing TVs. And I'm like, man, Pa, stop. Like, Dad, stop. Cause that's not fucking with me. So I'm fucking. But he just telling me this. And I'm like, damn. He kind of predicted my future because he told me all this when I was a kid, when I was in the R. But we were just like, so he just telling me, don't worry, you're gonna come to we used to call it Norte, like the North. And you're gonna be rapping with the rappers. You're gonna be fucking with the TVs and movies and all that shit. Watch. But I guess he was saying that because he already had the video store. But and he's like, he probably figured, he probably gonna once he gets to New York, he's gonna like rap and music and all that stuff. And I was like, man, you gotta stop, Pop. You gotta stop that, Papi, para, Papi. And I'm actually doing it.
Yeah,
I actually did it and still doing it.
He saw something at that time you couldn't see.
That I couldn't see, and then I guess he just had the vision for me. And I'm in Charlie's Angels series. I actually was watching a movie, G20, something like that, and the Spanish, the Puerto Rican guy that's in that movie, that he's the Secret Service for the Madame President. I did a part with him because I did something with Malice. He had a book. He has a book named The Last Supper about his life, and he did chapters. He did visuals for each chapter. So one of the chapters is my chapter. It's about me and him. So when I did that, people was like, "Man, you're pretty good acting." This and that. I was like, "Yeah, you think so?" Everybody, "Yo, you're natural. I was like, "All right, cool." So I said, "You know what? Maybe I should take this shit serious." So I started doing. And when you asked me, well, yeah, I did some movies and shit. So then I went to school for acting class, and the teacher was like, "Man, you're taking this as a joke. You're spending all this money every month. I don't know if you like this or why you doing this, but you need to take it serious. Today's monologue, you're gonna be the first one. I bet you the script you didn't study." I was like, "Nah, not really." I said, you don't never study. I don't know, but you good." I said, "I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes. Lee's gonna be the first one. This and that." So when I did my monologue, it was about me cheating. I cheated on my girl, so I was trying to get her back, and like, yo, we fucked up. So I'm doing it. I'm like telling the girl, because they put a girl in front of me. I'm like doing my monologue, and I'm looking. I'm like, talking to her, and I'm like, wait a minute. Am I bugging? I'm thinking to myself, oh, the girl's eyes are watery. Like, I see like they're about to cry. They're about to drop some tears. And I was like, damn, man, that's not good. And then I look at the girl that's in front of me. She's like, also, like, her eyes is water. I said, oh, shit. So when I'm done, and he's like, you see how good you are? Look, and the girl was like, man, I was about to tell you, yes, fuck it, I'm going to go back. I forgive you, baby. And then the girl was like, man, I almost cried. I was like, oh, shit, I really can do this shit. And then he's like, I got some part for you. So they were filming here, Charlie's Angel. So he got me some extra, as an extra. So I did some extra job, and it took me the whole day there just sitting for like, I was getting paid like $250, I think it was for the whole day. I did that, but I was doing a part, and the direct and the people, like, they were like, dang, he's pretty good. Like, dang, he's doing a good job as an extra. Extra, you don't talk, so you just act like, eh. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm at a bar right here in one of the houses in the Star Islands, and so I don't hear. So I'm with the Puerto Rican actor that he's actually Charlie in the movie, in the series. And I did some part, and it was pretty good. And then I was like, hey, man, can I see him? He was like, no, the director called me and said, hey, come look, you want to see yourself? And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, shit. And I'm looking at the monitor. He's like, it's good, right? I was like, yeah, it's good. What do you think? He's like, it's pretty good. I got another part for you. So then he put me a part with the Puerto Rican guy at a bar, and then he actually gave me a part. I was like, oh, shit. They kind of fucking me, or what is it? So me and him, we talking like, hey, man, but he's talking to the Charlies. He's talking to the Angels. But we acting like me and him, he's talking to me. But we actually watching whoever they were watching, the other character, the villain. So me and him, we talking. And then that's when the whole thing, Dream Champs came and all that stuff. So I stopped going to school, and I was I kind of like this. I kind of like behind the scenes.
So it looks like maybe somewhere down the road we might see you in another movie or something, right?
Maybe.
You
I
never know. That door's open.
That
You already opened the door.
Yeah, and some people like everything I've done is it came to me from the parties. My boy approached me. The song, the first one, the '97, Minnesota approached me. The one with the clips, Pharrell approached me. The Drink Champs, Nori approached me. So basically, like I said, man, God is great, man. Like Pharrell said in one of the shows, he's like, man, whatever God has for you, whatever purpose you have in this planet, no one can take that away from you. Whatever God has for you, whatever purpose He got for you here, no one can take that away from you. That's God's plan. So you just gotta stay focused and just be prepared for it. Because it's true what He said. Like whatever God has for you, whatever purpose He got, it's yours. Like no one can take that away from you. Only Him can take that away from you. So that's gonna come sooner or later. You just gotta be ready. You just gotta be on point to say, oh man, like she asked me before, like opportunity that I had before and that I missed out on it. I probably I had a lot of opportunity and I missed out on it, But this is what God has for me. Like I went through some stuff in my life with an ex of mine, with a baby, and sometimes I wonder, like I wanted to have the kid, and then I just gave the wrong answer. I fucked up, but I was we was young, so I was saying, man, this is the purpose of my life. This is what God has for me. Maybe if I had the kid, my life wouldn't gone this way the way it's going, Now on the bar, Foxhole, from doing clubs, being in fucking and music with the biggest producer, with the biggest artist, producing the biggest show, owning my own bar on the beach, Foxhole. So, God is good.
God has a plan.
God has a plan for all of us, each of us.
All right, everybody, thank you very much, Lee, for being here.
Thank you,
my
man.
dog. Appreciate you so much.
You too, man.
The best episode we've had.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
This is the longest one.
Yeah, the longest one for sure, and I think the best one.
We done 5 hours on Drink Champs.
Hey.
We Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, but you getting?
He taking break.
Busta's my boy. I love Busta.
5 minutes break. He always just taking cigarette break. But then with Kanye, we did like 4 hours and a half.
But it's straight.
Straight, nonstop. Just taking.
But once you start drinking and smoking, that shit can go forever.
Look at how long we have.
What about lunch? They eat lunch while they're on there or no?
No, sometimes
so just drinking,
they
smoking.
come ready. They eat because they know they're gonna drink.
Be here for a while.
And sometimes they running late, so they come and say, "Hey, can you get in?" Bring in pizza, whatever they order, or their own manager, whatever they order their food. Sometimes they drink, they eat a little bit before they start.
Because I wanted to ask about the logistics if we had a second, because that's just got to be crazy with these people, like the schedule, and then are they gonna show up? Like, how's that process? Like is this an all-day thing?
We start setting up like 2 hours. They say if we start at 4 filming, we start setting up at 2. Then we finish sometimes. If it goes 4 hours, we finish at 8.
So 2 is the time that you guys like to do it, like in the day?
Not like in the daytime, but sometimes we do like Kanye West was 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning?
He pulled up to, no, we was there setting up at 6 in the morning because he called it the day before, Saturday. Nori, I'm in ATL. I'm coming tomorrow to do Drink Champs. Get ready. I'll be there at 7 in the morning. Nori said, what? So we got on the group chat, yo, get racket ready. So at 5 in the morning, the lady's cleaning racket in Wynwood. So we got that 6. I set up everything for the setup. I did everything for 6 o'clock and then starting at 8 so we can have 2 hours. So I do the schedule, the calendar. And sometimes I do the bookings for the artists. But now artists just come to us. And the manager sometimes reach out to me or to Nori send it to me, or they reach out to the manager, to our lawyer, Randy Acker, or Biggs, which is JC ex-manager, partner. So Kanye showed up at 7 in the morning. He's like, yo. And I was in the back of Racket, or I was in the bathroom. And they were like, yo. And they were like, yo, Kanye's here. He's looking for you. He's asking for you. I said, Kanye's here. It's 7:15 in the morning. So he come in, hey, man, what's Lee? I come and say, hey, man, I said, yo, we're not ready. Nori's not even here. I said, you know, I don't know. You can chill. You can say, you know what? I'm going to go eat. He came by himself in the Uber. He went back to McDonald's, I think it was. He went and grabbed some McDonald's or whatever was open. Went, grabbed some food, and came back.
In an Uber.
In the Uber by himself. By himself, like solo. And then the second one, he came with a couple of people. He came with a guy. He was filming everything on the iPhone. He filmed the whole, from the minute he walked into Racket to the minute he left. They left. And he came with like a little crew. This time he came with a little crew. But the first episode, he came by himself. And then we caught a black. It was like, he was mad late. He was back and forth talking, FaceTiming me. And then the day we was filming, he said, yo, OG, whatever he was calling me, homie, or whatever he was saying. He said, I'm coming down, look, there's traffic. And, you know, we FaceTiming each other. Look, it's traffic. He came mad late, too. And then when he got there, he's still chilling outside with his boy. And I'm like, man, this guy came late. and he's still outside. But, you know, that's Coda Black. You know, let him do it. And then we're waiting inside. We're, like, waiting. And said, damn, man, come on,
Nori's inside, everybody's
then
inside.
He's inside, just waiting for him to come inside to start. And then we start. He gave us a hell of a show, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He sent me the whole album. Nori tells him on the show, he goes, man, he's sending, Lee, you Star Rock? I'm like, yeah, that's your airdrop? I was like, yeah. And he started sending me the whole album, new album. And Nori's like, wait a minute, is he sending you the whole album? I was like, yeah, I got the whole album. He goes, Coda, you did a big mistake. He's gonna go to DR and bootleg your shit in DR. Your album is gonna fly. He goes, I don't care, that's my dog. But we just mad, like we're not even friends. Like he don't even remember me, I bet you.
So overall, the artists are on point, pretty much.
They're on point. Some of them comes a little nervous, but you know I do a speech too when we start the show, and I try to make them laugh so they can put the guard down. And, okay, this is kind of cool. Look at the fucking guy. The producer's making me laugh. You know what I mean? So it's an entertaining because Nori's a funny dude, so he makes you laugh. He makes everybody laugh. And some artists are funny too, so once they put the guard down, because they come, dang, I gotta drink, I'm gonna get drunk, so you know maybe I might say some shit I don't want to say, but I do want to say it, you know what I mean? So I don't know. So a lot of them the things that sometimes they say, they really want to say this, they really want to get it out their chest, and they don't want to do it, like you know, not to start problems or issues with them, and they say I was drunk and this and that. Sometimes they call it. We don't edit anything. Everything that is said on the show comes out.
Was anything ever asked and someone was like, yo, why you go there? Like they got serious?
I think when Nori asked T.I. one day, man, but he was playing around, man, T.I., what were you thinking trying to go Mayweather? And T.I. just looked at me like, what?
He got serious.
He kind of got serious for that. He was like, man, I mean, you know what I mean? But he knew it. Nori was fucking with him, too. Like, he was like, what were you talking about? Like, man, you trying to say, like, I wouldn't be able to, like, I couldn't fight him? He's Mayweather?
Yeah.
But then, and also, it was when we Puff, the episode with Puff. He said something to Puff. I don't remember what it was. And then Puff was like, okay, I see what you is about. I get it. And he goes, yep, and you already signed the contract. We on your TV now. We on Revolt TV. There's nothing you can do. So everybody started laughing. He said, yeah, okay, I understand the show. I get it, cool. This is how you guys want to do me? All right, let's do it. Everybody's going to drink, mix everything. He took the Champion Cup trophy, and he mixed everything. Water, champagne, Ciroc, the Leon. Every alcohol that we had on the table, he mixed and he made everybody drink from the same cup. Like crazy.
Everybody loved their shit face.
But it was a great episode. And Cassie was there. Oh, I think it was when he asked him about, man, if Jennifer, he ate Jennifer ass or something, because there was a...
What?
Yeah, he used to ask that question because we did a family episode, and I'm involved in that family episode. Like, family episode when the whole team gets together and we do a family episode, no guests. Sometimes we bring guests, but like just not no big celebrity, just like DJs or let's say Jay or, you know. So, in the episode, you know, he's like, yo, Lee, you know, tell him who you introduce yourself, tell him who you are, and this and that. Mr. Lee's the one on the famous Dream, on the Clips album, the this and the that. And I introduced myself and said, I know you're Dominican. I know how Dominican gets crazy and they're a little freaky. Let me ask you something. Do you eat ass? So from there, that question went so viral. And I was like, nah, I don't eat ass, but I eat pussy. And I do it good. So from that shit, it just went viral. And then from that, I said, this is something like
A good question.
a good question.
I'm gonna take that note down.
So he will ask, he asks every episode, every guest he will ask. Like 50 Cent, he asked. 50 Cent didn't even wait. 50 Cent, he said himself. And because I know you guys gonna go there, y'all gonna ask me about me and Vivica Fox that I ate her, I ate her booty. He was like, oh shit, like that. Said, I watched the show. I know your questions. So he put himself out there before Nori even asked him about if he asked or not.
How did 50's episode do? That was a big one too.
Yeah, it was pretty good too.
Yeah.
It was pretty big. But I think Tony Yeye was bigger than his. He had
Because Tony be saying some wild shit too.
Tony's a funny dude too. Tony Yeye's a funny too, and his episode was crazy. It was funny. He's like, just a wild nigga. The story with the beef with Terror Squad, he was like, man, 50, the Spanish nigga with the knife. I don't know, man. I don't think we can handle that. Like, those niggas is nice, man. Spanish niggas always carrying knife, and I don't fuck with knife. Those niggas will stab you the fuck out, man.
That was a big one. I saw that one. Yeah.
That was funny too. Tony Yeye's a good dude.
He was talking about when they had beef with Fat Joe.
Yeah. He said, man, the Spanish niggas, the Dominican, the Puerto Rican niggas, I don't know about them. Niggas always carrying a knife. The niggas don't leave the house without a knife.
It's true. What's in your pocket right now?
Huh?
What's in your pocket right now?
Yeah, I always got mine at work.
One day I'm doing this pool party at the Gansevo Hotel, and I'm with Pecas. He brought me Young Jeezy. So we sitting in the cabana, we chilling, we hanging out, boom, boom. And he needed a knife or something. And he goes straight to me. Hey, man, can y'all borrow your knife? And I'm like, wait a minute. How the fuck you not got a knife? He said, oh, yeah, Spanish nigga got a knife. I was like, what? I said, man, that's racist, but you're right here. You can right on point, my brother. He said, you see what I mean? I knew you were there. Because out of everybody that was there with us in the back, he went, hey, man, can I borrow your knife? And I'm like, what the fuck? I said, how the fuck he knows I got a knife? Like, my shit is not showing. He goes, man, oh, yeah, Spanish nigga got a fucking, yeah, always carrying a knife. I said, man, you got a point. Yeah. Here's my knife, sir.
Do we ever miss anything else?
No, I think you answered it. I had a question that was like, what was like the most high maintenance artist you had pre-show where like do they ask for riders? Do they ask for food? Do they ask for weird things?
I actually asked him like, hey, what you want to drink? There's anything you want on the show that, we accommodate them with whatever they want. Actually, John Legend. But I think sometimes it's their team. Like, sometimes their team, they ask things that they want. But John Legend wanted, he asked for I think it was cashews or walnuts or something like that. He asked for cashews, walnuts, and coffee too, something like that. He asked for a couple of things that we was like, man, it's kind of Hollywood here. Diva. It's kind of Diva.
But that would make sense, like with a guy like that, that he has a standard rider that his people would say this is what he wants. Because probably when he goes to places.
That's what. But sometimes they just wanna, I was I accommodate them, so I got him whatever he asked and everything, but. No one really asks, but they don't really like if I'm talking to the artist direct, they're like, hey man, yeah, I want to drink this. But they do ask let's say Clase Azul, expensive shit. They be asking.
You guys have that?
No, we don't have that. We go and buy it.
What tequila do you guys have there?
We used to have the Leon.
But not anymore?
No, not anymore. After Diddy broke up their relationship with them, we stopped dealing with them. Like they used to be the sponsors. Ciroc and De Leon, even Diddy himself said, yo, whatever deal, like Ciroc and De Leon, that's a different deal. Like Revolt is one deal. Now Ciroc and De Leon, that's another deal. You gotta get a check from them. From that, it was all right, cool. So we worked out a deal with them.
That was cool that he let them continue, because he could have told them, nah, you ain't serving that shit here no more. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, he didn't care. But after that, we just.
So fuck it.
After his problem too, we never he thought we wasn't gonna sign with Revolt again. But it was like, nah, it was like, nah, nigga. I ain't doing that. We signing with you. And we have better deals. Way better deals. And Nori said, nah, I ain't leaving you, nigga. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you guys gave us a shot, we're gonna ride with you.
We're gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with you. and then eventually he stepped down from Revolt, and we still in Revolt.
Just still with Revolt.
We still, and we got like, we
Offers
got
like
offered
crazy,
a
I'm
lot
sure.
of, we had like millions of dollars off like big dogs, like big B's, not B's, I mean big M's, not billions. And we still, Nori was like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's my boy at the end of the day. And we continue with Revolt, and we signed with Revolt after that. Like on the episode, Will Smith's episode, whenever the problem that he had at the Oscar, like on the show, he says, like, Nori asked him, like, yo, after the, I know whatever situation, Nori didn't even say that. Nori said, yo, have you had anyone that said no to you? And, he's like, I know where you're going with this one, but yeah, I'm used to when Big Will calls, people like, hey, Big Will, I'm there for you. And then after whatever happened, that time that happened, whatever happened, because that happened. And then I would say, yeah, we know, we don't got to go there. So he goes, I made some phone calls for this album to people like, I reached out and they were like, maybe next time I'll go fuck with you, And so, yeah, I got some people, they kind of diss me. They kind of say, no, Big Will, not this time. Probably the next time around, I'll fuck with you.
Yeah. You need to let the
but
dust settle a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But and that's Big Will. That's Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't care. I ain't saying no to Will Smith. Whatever you did, you did. I don't care. That's not my problem. I'm still riding with your dogs. Let's go. But a lot of people, he says, and that's Will Smith. Imagine we didn't do that to Puff.
Because I'm sure a lot of people, even on that one, are like, well, he was defending his wife, too, so it's like...
He was defending his wife, too.
Like,
But
people have two ways of looking at it,
Yeah, maybe he took it too far, but...
Yeah, maybe he took it too far.
Sometimes
Definitely
I
wasn't
think
professional.
The
that wasn't
slap.
professional.
Definitely wasn't professional.
And then black on black, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's like...
It wasn't a good look.
It wasn't a good look.
No, it wasn't a good look.
I see why people like, I ain't fucking with you right now.
But there's like a clip of like an old school thing.
That's what I was gonna say.
Was that real or what?
That's what I was just about to say. Sometimes
It's like almost identical.
yeah, it was the same thing. The guy got up, boom, boom. It was black on black too.
And it was the same shift, making fun of the wife.
Oh, I didn't even peep that.
Yeah, it was making fun of the wife, and the guy goes up and he slaps him on the stage. It
Sometimes
was the same shit.
Sometimes after I
That's
saw
why people thought it was fake.
after I saw that clip, that old school clip, I think that shit was staged.
But nowadays you don't know him because there's an old school clip of the same exact thing happening. A comedian
Two
on a stage.
comedians.
Yeah.
So why would they?
Stage it.
Promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, for promoted, but I guess Will Smith took a big L, so it couldn't
That's
have
what
been
I'm
that
saying.
good.
He probably didn't anticipate.
How he took a big L? I don't think he lost
Nah,
any
you don't
movies.
think it lost any flow?
I don't think he lost any movies.
No.
Contract. I don't think so. I mean, after that, he did Bad Boys, right or not? Oh, that was before.
But
Around the
the
time.
dust settled a lot. Before.
No. If Bad Boys came out after that for sure, or
Yeah, I
right
think
around
so.
that time.
Or right
or
around.
something.
Maybe he
Shooting
already
during
filmed.
this time?
Yeah.
Maybe it was already filmed. Maybe they were still shooting, but
I mean, for me, it doesn't make a difference. I just think, that's a bad look for you. It's not gonna make me change.
Exactly.
You're fucking Will Smith. You know what I mean?
oh, that's not gonna make me change. Okay, this movie's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see
Right.
Bad Boy, or I'm gonna go see whatever movie he got. Maybe he lost some contract. I don't,
If it hurt him anything, I think it hurt him maybe within his community of actors and comedians. Because I'm sure like Adam Sandler's with friend with Chris, the people that are friends with
Yeah,
Chris Rock
Chris
probably don't
Rock.
like that.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
Adam Sandler got a
Chris
big
Rock
issue.
probably didn't like it too much. I don't think he was a big fan of getting slapped on
No,
stage.
well, his friends. Like, if something happened with you, I said, man, Will, Jay's my boy, man. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you went. Like, they say, like, Nori and Jadakiss, or Nori or Pusha, or the Clips, like, these are my people, DMX. I'm like, hey, man, X, you shouldn't have done that. That's
He
my
was going
boy.
through a bad streak. The whole thing with the wife and the podcast.
I don't even
and
know
all that shit.
what
Yeah,
I
he
know
went
he
on
was-
his wife's podcast and she basically told him that she was banging his son's friend or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, the
August.
So he
artist,
sat
the
there
R&B
like
singer.
getting bombarded on a podcast with millions and millions of people watching this, and you hearing this, and I don't know, you gotta suck it, you gotta suck that up. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do?
Telling the whole world, like,
Yeah.
hey, man, I'm chilling on you with.
I didn't
He
see
was
it
in that
something
episode,
like
no?
that.
Huh?
He was in that episode.
Yeah,
and he was
they
literally,
sat
his
down and
face just
discussed
looked
it.
like,
Yeah, he didn't. And I think that's what happened. It boiled over to the Oscars where he was just like, I had it up to fucking here with this shit. I gotta do. Like I'm taking that on this black motherfucker. Chris Rock is getting it, boy.
And I ain't gonna front. He's a great actor, so I'm like, I think that was staged. Cause Will, Even on the episode, EFN asked him like, "Yo, like when you getting on your character and this and that," he said, "Man, you know, when I'm getting in a character, I can just change from this face to this face and this and that." And he got so serious and this and that. We was like, "Hey man, hey man, you're getting me scared right now. You scare me right now." And said, "You see what I mean?" I'm good at it.
It looked staged. I think even Chris Rock's face, where he's just standing, he didn't even anticipating it.
No, I don't think he was ready for it.
No.
Yeah, no, nobody was ready for it.
No.
Sometimes
Definitely
I
not
think
Chris.
after I saw that, I said, "Wait a minute, this is staged."
Yeah.
They done on purpose.
No, nowadays you
But
don't
why
know
would
what's
Chris
real.
do that? Unless Will Smith be like, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you 20 million. I'm gonna give you 10 million. I'm gonna give you 5 million. I'm gonna give you $1 million."
But I'm gonna slap this.
I'ma just-
I'm gonna
I'ma
slap
just
the
slap
taste
it.
that
Chris
shit
from New
out.
York too. I don't think he's gonna let some guy say, "I think I'm good on the 5 million, bro. You can keep that."
Yeah,
Ain't
like
slapping me on stage.
you're known forever as
Unless
someone who
we
got.
all know it was
Hey man,
staged.
Jay, you tell me you're gonna give me $1 million?
Oh no, me, yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "Yo, Jay, slap me."
I'm gonna take
Let
the
me get
million
that
and the
slap.
slap. I'm good.
I
I'll
don't
take
care.
less.
You know what?
I've got him beat up for less.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, so if you're getting the money, and Chris Rock is not looking bad, because he's not a tough guy. He's not a gang member.
no,
He's not a gangster.
no. Yeah.
He's not like 50 Cent. He's not like Nori. He's not one of these rappers that they gang, like they're
Right.
really from the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's not that type of guy. So he ain't
Yeah.
gonna get a bad
No.
reputation. People be like, "You know what?"
They feel sorry for him.
Exactly. They're gonna be like, "You know what? Let me give him some work. Let me do this." Yo, he
Yeah.
took it like a man, and he handled professional. He didn't do anything. He didn't try to fight him back. He didn't try to punch him or slap him.
No, he took it like
He handled it right.
professional.
I
He
feel like-
handled professional.
He
You
did.
know what? Even the Oscar, I'm gonna give him an Oscar
Yeah.
just because of that. Because he had the way he
Yeah.
handled
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna give him a job. I'm gonna give him this contract. I'm gonna give him this movie.
Yeah, he got the Netflix series where I'm sure he made fucking a lot of money
Yeah,
from that.
he
Where he
got it.
addressed he addressed the slap there. You know what I'm saying? He
I
addressed
didn't
it.
see- I gotta
yeah,
see
you
it.
gotta
I
watch
didn't
it.
see
He's
it.
wearing all white. He talks about it. I can't remember what it was, but it was funny. You know,
See?
he talks about it.
And a lot of
So he
people
made
probably
right
went to
there.
see it.
Yeah, a lot of people. Well, Netflix was on. I'm
Yeah.
sure they got millions and millions and millions
Yeah.
and millions of dollars for that.
Maybe he
shit.
was the one that told Will Smith, "Hey man, I'm gonna do this." And you not got him Netflix coming out. You need to promote a little bit.
I don't know because I feel like in the court of
Ugly
public
side.
opinion, Will Smith looked like a bully. You know, so it really didn't help his image
No, it didn't help his image.
at all.
At all.
It looked real. It looked like it didn't help his image. Chris Rock looked like he was shocked. I don't think he was expecting that shit.
Well, he was just probably the only thing that could have helped him was the fact that he was like, "Yo, from this point on, nobody's gonna talk shit about my wife. Nobody's gonna talk
Yeah.
shit to me about me
Right.
being like getting cheated on, and they're gonna look at me differently.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's not.
They're gonna
wrong."
think
Que le
twice.
pongan los
They're gonna
cuernos.
think like even Nori says, "Man, I would think twice to say something to Will Smith, like just playing around, like not to him, like just us."
You guys didn't talk about the kid, the wife and the kid, right?
No, we didn't bring no.
Yeah, you're right though. So it might have been different
Yeah, 'cause
if that
people-
hadn't happened.
Yeah,
People
man.
probably wouldn't have left him alone with that shit, and he was
They
probably
would-
like, I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna put an end to it right now. We
Yeah.
ain't playing. That's why I said leave. And I think everybody's probably just like, yeah, we're not gonna talk about his wife. Fuck that.
After that, stay out of that
Yeah,
subject.
yeah, we're not
So
getting
he
into-
probably worked out for both of them.
Maybe I should edit that part out, or even saying about the wife and the. Well, he can slap me because I'll hit him for like 50 mil.
Yeah, I will let him slap me too.
Yeah, let me know, Will Smith.
Just come and slap all of us.
Now you want both of them, or
Yeah,
you want just the
yeah.
forehead? All right, talk to me.
Feel free to walk into my office and slap me.
And slap me
Be my
right
guest.
now. Knock all my shit down, by the way. I need new equipment.
Facts. No, there ain't no equipment. He slaps me, I'm gone. You never see me again. I'll be on a beach in fucking Colombia.
Yeah, I'll be like this.
Relaxed.
Relax.
Waiting for that lawsuit to hit. What's that slap from Will Smith hitting in the bank account?
The lawyer, did it hit? I said, hey, they're about to hit any minute now.
I need 100 mil, but I'll settle for like 50 right now.
Right now, I set up for 50. Maybe I need a part of one of your movies, by the way.
Thanks.
Like a drink to that.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, bro.
That's fucking amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you
it
so
was
much,
great.
bro. We got a lot of shit here.